Right, guys, here we go. Oh, well, it's probably the his. We'll find out in a minute. Um, Welcome to the show. It's a very special episode. We are here in the building, Holy Moses, and my very special guest, Mr. Eric Sanchez, a local school teacher. Hello, can you hear me, Valerie? Hopefully, she can hear. So, like I said, we're here. What up, Novi? What up, Jason? Everybody, fucking Jason Bacon. Everybody's here. Hopefully, everybody can hear us good. So we have here Eric Sanchez, a high school teacher from Centennial High School. Eric, me and him known each other for a long time. We've been mini truck friends for a long time, and this is the first time we got to hang out. And now he's a school teacher. So and teaching automotive here at Centennial High School. So tell us a little bit, Eric, about yourself and what got you into mini trucking and how you were able to save. I'm going to say able to save a program.
Yeah. Um, Name's Eric Sanchez. They also call me Roach out there. It's an old school name.
Okay, I didn't know if
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
okay
It's
to go
it's
with
it's
that.
all right. It's actually a from high school nickname, and then it never died because a lot of guys that are in my club I went to high school with or have known back since then. So kind of stayed alive, but Mr. Sanchez over here. And, anyways, how I got started in mini trucking. So my dad was a mini trucker when he was teenage, early 20s. He had an old Chevy Love he had lowered back in the day.
What it was?
This was in Orange County where he grew up, and I was till I was 14, then moved to Arizona. But he was in Cali Cruisers back in the day. He used to hang out with Bonsai and a couple other clubs that are still around
Yeah.
to this day. So second generation mini trucker over here. Also into anything adjustable or just anything custom, right? My dad took me to Baja 1000 when I was younger. He took me to Ivan Stewart's races when he was doing the stadium trucks. So cool deal. Few other things along the way. We went to a lot of monster truck, dirt bike racing, the Supercross, indoor and outdoor. So I grew up close to the Angel Stadium over there in Anaheim. I was from Tustin originally, but that's some of the places we went. Then always at car shows. My dad would always take me to car shows and different types. He's mainly right now, into muscle cars, although we're building him a truck as well. That's bagged and body drop. So he's got an OBS that it's kind of father-son project. That one's getting close to being completed right now. It's in the shop getting finished up, and then it'll head to the paint shop. So, yeah, since then, I mean, I would say my first taking it, making it my own mini trucking was back in the day over at the pavilions in Scottsdale. I think it was about 94, 95. I was 14 or 15 at the time. Hadn't started driving yet. Really didn't know, what I was into myself yet. I knew I liked cars. But the first thing I had seen was actually a couple of sport compacts or imports. But back then, they were done, and they still are, mini truck style.
Yeah.
So they were one of them was on hydraulics. I remember it was an Accord, white Accord back in the day. I can't remember if they were in Severed. Severed was still pretty big about this time. They started, building a few rides that they had out here that they would bring around. There was another guy, I want to say maybe Exiles or something like that back in the day. But there was a Mirage too that was, I think it was silver or white. It was nighttime, so I can't remember. But it had clear lights, and I was like, damn, that looks clean. So that was kind of the introduction to clear lights and me seeing adjustable suspension. And then the next thing was a Nissan hardbody that I saw laid out over there. So I started learning about airbags and hydraulics. I kind of was into lowriders previous to this, but I knew at this point that I was a mini trucker, and it hadn't changed since. So, pretty cool. So my first truck when I was in high school, actually I went to high school here at Centennial, spent a lot of time in this auto shop. Shout out to Mr. Mash, my old teacher, and those of you that know James Chamberlain, was Select, formerly Select, now State 48. So, but big mini trucker, we lowered his first truck in this shop, and I had my Nissan hardbody that I had bought off another friend that had body dropped it and bagged it. It was bagged in the front, air shocked in the rear, mono leaf. At that time, I had no compressor in it, so I had to rely on this very shop air to lift that thing up. So I'd have to bring it in, mid-height. I wouldn't roll locked up, but luckily I didn't have any air leaks or anything, so it was good to go. But if I got to bring it into auto, I'd lay it out for everybody, and then I knew I could lift it back up at that point. So other than that, I had to rely on the Diamond Shamrock down the road to get air and things like that. So I had a lime green extended cab hard body is what I had. So it's body dropped on some Blazers back in the day. So I thought it was cool, you know. Good truck. Moved on from there. I had a Tacoma for a long time, which I still have. We were just talking about a little earlier. Another project that's on the back burner, but needs to come back. That was one of my first trucks too. So the hard body, unfortunately, I was rolling around and the hood flew up on me, and I ended up hitting it was just a stop sign, but it tacoed the front end, and I didn't know what to do then. I was young, and so that was a total loss. That thing went to the scrapyard, unfortunately, and then the Tacoma was my next project. Bought that one stock, started working on that, had it way too low at the time. I mean, low enough to static, I would hit reflectors on the highway. So
hell yeah, I gotta pick those up every once in a while.
So I ended up bagging the front of that for a while because it was so low that I had to bag it. I didn't want to. There was no way I'm lifting it back up, so I ended up bagging the front, or had a friend bag the truck. Nick Verberg, back in the day, shout out to him. Not a mini trucker anymore that I know of, but I think he still builds stuff here and there. So.
I don't know. Like for me, it's odd because a lot of mini trucks, the way we built them back then were, you know, a little bit of a death trap.
Yeah.
Like,
we did what we could, but I remember that hard body. I thought it was cool. I went and worked for Papa John's delivering pizzas in a body drop. That's not a good idea, especially when it's, you know, adjustable with no compressor. So the bag mounts I remember weren't even gusseted back then. It was just flat plate, butt welded to the side of the frame, and eventually it just bent that thing up and snapped it, the welds, to where, you know, it was kind of sitting on the upper control arm. So I know what you mean about death traps. I was one of those that I had to have not only shaved door handles on the outside, I shaved them on the inside, and when we tweeted it, it had no door handles. So you know how poppers are, they're super reliable, especially back then, right?
Yeah.
So I actually got stuck in that truck at one point, and I didn't have the window cranks, and my vice grips weren't in there, and so I actually had to rip the door panel off from the inside, ruining all my new tweed work. So it happens, but we got there. You know, it was more important for us to look cool or to show up for that show, you know, than to be safe. But you know, most of us survived.
So let's fast forward now, and now you're here as an instructor teaching automotive.
Yes.
So at one point, you like we were talking off camera, you heard from someone that the program wasn't gonna be around. Like
So here's how it went. My daughter, I went here, like I said. My daughter started coming here her freshman year. This was 2022, 21 or 22.
Okay.
She was a freshman. I came to meet the teacher night like most parents, right? I was super happy to see that she took automotive and you know, my old stomping grounds in here in the shop. So I come to meet the teacher night. At that time, my old teacher had just retired the year before. So the construction guy who's next door over here, he was kind of covering it. So he was doing 2 auto classes, 2 construction classes a day. And he was kind of getting over it, you know. It's kind of hard switching gears, teaching 2 totally separate classes. Yeah. So he told me, hey, I think they're going to shut the program down. Just doing a podcast.
No, you can't.
So they were just saying how they were going to shut the program down, and they were kind of concerned that, you know, they needed someone. So I did what I could, stepped it up, and I was able to get hired over here. Now I'm the newer instructor.
Is there anything different that you feel now, you know, from being the student to being the instructor now and saving a program because there's not a lot of schools. There is not a lot of schools in Phoenix that have programs like this anymore.
Correct.
You know, I believe Andy Day, or one of the Day brothers, was doing wood shop at
Michael Day, his brother.
He was doing at a wood shop at a high school.
Correct, he still is.
Okay, so you have some trades that are still there, but it's like you said, it is hard because with everything moving on in the world, and you know. Yeah,
it's a lot of college prep these schools are going to. There's not a lot of vocational. They have opened West Mech and EVIT lately, so those are kind of cool. that they have that available for students.
And
So
I see a Wildtech banner.
they come out and we promote them.
I'm a former student of Wildtech.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think their program's great. So
they're phenomenal, man.
Yeah, so they'll come out and they meet. I have a few students a year go there, or they'll go to UTI.
UTI is also a
Universal
school,
Technical Institute.
Yeah. So I was fortunate enough to go to AAI and UTI.
Okay, cool.
So all right. No, I mean Wildtech and AAI.
AAI, okay, cool.
But that's cool, man. That you saved the program. You're helping students now learn about automotive and be able to build stuff that they can, now they're not paying people to work on something.
Correct.
You're getting all forms of life, to show a student, hey, you can fix this yourself. You can do this.
Yes.
Like how you said earlier, like automotive is not just changing oil, it's many aspects.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific that you try to teach your students or motivate your students to be more enthusiastic about automotive?
I mean, I just explained to them, like, yes, you can turn wrenches, you can, be a lube tech, you can focus on brakes or just a general mechanic. But I also let them know that there's thousands of different jobs that involve cars that you can do and specialize in. You don't have to just, per se getting greasy every day, right?
Yeah.
We can do, like James went on to do windshields, right? Yeah, he started a very successful windshield and glass company. But automotive, some of my friends that are out there that make the most in the trades are doing auto bodies. So auto body is another good one to do, or collision repair.
Collision repair, collision repair.
And that's actually what you do, or restoration, right?
Yeah, I'm working at a place called the Jeep Farm. So that's,
okay.
It's crazy because a lot of, you're restoring something, you're trying to make it better, making it better than what it was. And then you have to and it's also a lot of custom stuff is very one-off thing. You're not, you're building something that's going to be out there.
Yeah. Well, and it's a lot of times it involves being creative in art and making it, especially in the mini trucking world or hot rod world, for that matter, or even import scene, right? You want to be different. Not everybody wants the same thing. So you have to have that not only, function, but you need form as well. So
is there anything that you try to tell the students other than getting the things that they want, getting the better, we're called Lay Frame Podcast, so you can go on the Lay Frame page right now on Facebook and you can watch it.
Okay.
We just didn't know there was going to be media up on campus. We need you to get permission for that.
Oh, okay.
So we're just doing auto stuff,
it's totally fine. It's just we didn't know it was going to be a centennial.
Okay.
So we're just talking about the auto.
It's the auto stuff.
Yeah, it's just me personally.
Yeah,
it's not really the school,
but we're also covering, how he teaches and stuff like that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, no problem. That's what we're here for, guys. We're here to promote awesome automotive ingenuity and showcase that, mini trucking is not only something that you can do, but Custom World leads you to being an instructor for a high school.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And saving a program, because that's where it's at, is, you're teaching the next generation of doing brakes, doing automotive, doing custom stuff, and, things that are not only, you're showing each pace of what automotive is. You're showing that you can change oil, do brakes, do this, build custom stuff, do doors, shave stuff, paint stuff.
No, I don't think we're good.
Okay, no. But I like it because, you're a mini trucker, and I've known you for a long time, and we went from hanging out in parking lots, and and it's now you're showing them that you're showing kids that, hey, customizing and just regular basic knowledge of automotive can get you everywhere. You don't have to pay somebody else to do it for you. And I know it's difficult as a teacher sometimes because you got students that are learning, and you're trying to. It's hard for them to grasp a lot of stuff because I know when it comes to custom stuff, they're probably like, I don't get it, or I don't understand this, or why would you want to do something like that? How do you answer questions like that to students?
You mean when they're just
when they're just when they don't understand something, like, well, why would you want to put an airbag on this truck? Why would you want to do this? Or,
well, and it's just individualism, right? We want to showcase that, and doing something that's a little bit different. But I think it's hard with this generation because it is a lot of work. It is hard to build these cars if you're going to do it yourself, or trucks, obviously.
Because it is a lot of computers.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there anything that you've taken from the hot rod world, the mini truck world, and try to use it as an everyday, like to let students, like for your curriculum when it comes to what you guys are doing here?
I try to involve a lot of that in there, but basically, I mean, we stick to our basic curriculum, and then there is standards, state standards that we have to meet. But they give me a lot of freedom to kind of use that in different ways. And I do try to show them that, to be passionate about cars and automotive, and that's really something
It's dying. It's dying, man. Like decades, years ago, you can go to a high school and you would see an automotive shop. Now, you don't see that at all. You don't see that. You don't see high schools that are teaching vocational. You don't see that. You don't see automotive. You don't see anything like home ec or anything like that. And I think you having to take mini trucking and take everything that you grew up on and put it to an aspect of being an instructor and be like, all right, this, if you look at this truck, you can work your way to build something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of our friends, like Trey 5 and Guy Candy Frank, being heavy hitters, and they're putting the standards of, where collision is going to be, where you're building stuff, and where custom meets art. And then now you have the next generation of students that you're trying to make them understand, hey, it's just not a beater mobile.
Mm-hmm.
A beater mobile is not, it's not you can buy your cheap little beater mobile, but at least be proud of it.
Yeah.
Do you have students that are just like, it's just a car, I don't care.
It's I think they're all into it until they see how much work it really is. It's easy with the games and computer software stuff that they have now, like the 3D tuning and stuff like that, where they can actually customize a car on there, which is great. It's great for them to see that and understand that, but it's also very simple and instant gratification. Whereas this is something that, cars take, vehicles take years sometimes, even at shops to finish. We're sitting behind a 8-year project right here.
Yeah.
So
8-year project, guys.
Yeah.
8-year project. So my question is, you have 8 years in a project, and do you let the students know, hey guys, this is what we mean by projects, where you're taking your time to build it correctly and nice, so you don't break down, you don't, have an incident happen, So, but does anybody ever ask you like was there a reason that that made you, like, the first day had to be hard to show up and be like, all right, I'm Mr. Sanchez, we're gonna learn about cars.
Yeah, and it is, but I was able to, with my daughter going here, my son going here at the time, it was pretty easy to relate. A lot of the students I actually knew personally because they were friends with my kids, but also just letting them know and being able to show them some of my projects. I had the orange OBS here for a long time here. And they could see that. They could see what it was like. A lot of them knew about, trucks, mini trucks, or, custom trucks, the C10 movement, things like that. But it was good for them to see it firsthand. And they enjoy that. It gives me kind of like that street cred for them, or that, something to show them that I am into this, and this is what you can accomplish.
That you're just not just not a guy that, I'm an auto teacher.
Just checking that box.
It's for me, like, dude, I've known you for so long, and you've worked on some great trucks. You've lost a truck, to an incident that was holy shit. None of us could believe it, but a lot of us still got a good, like, when we saw when we saw after, who picked it up afterwards, when and everybody's like, go have fun with that thing. It was just something. Is there anything that you try to tell your students, like that where, that you always got to remember at some point something might happen this catastrophic to your own vehicle, or it can.
I mean, it's hard to explain that to them, but yeah, I mean, when you get attached to things like that, because that was devastating to me to lose that truck, especially that way. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I had it was a cat eye Chevy extended cab, body dropped, almost done. I had all the body work done. Was working on getting it painted and just, but anyways, cruising that out to help a friend work on his truck, and I was T-boned, hit the gas tank, and the truck burnt down in the intersection. So, yeah, it happens. So, you just got to be prepared for it, or just roll with the punches, really, and just know that it's not the end of the day. You got to pick up the pieces, or if you can't, start over. But don't let it hit you too hard. It's just it's materialistic things.
And that's the thing, dude. Like, when that happened, and a lot of us were just like, holy shit. Like none of us could believe it, And I was like, man, dude, I'm like that's what I think about all the time when I drive in my convertible. And I'm like, where my fuel cell's at, I'm like, I know one day something's gonna hit me and it's gonna go blah, and I'm done. So it's like, and that's why I'm like.
And sometimes you got to foresee that stuff, but then there's stuff that is unforeseen.
So you've been at it. You've been mini trucking for a very long time, and then you've been doing teaching for how long?
I've been here 5 years now, so still pretty new to it. But I love it. It has its challenges, like.
And then you host your show.
Yes. So
right?
We put on a very big car show over here at Centennial. We had. Close to 250 last year about vehicles, all different types. So it is a memorial car show. I had, unfortunately, 2 students pass away last year that were really dear to me in the program and the school. So we are doing a memorial car show for them. So every year we take the proceeds. It's 100% of that goes to scholarships. So we try to give away 2 to 3 scholarships a year for trade schools specifically. So we will pull from construction and engineering and automotive, and it could be to wherever they're going, Wild Tech, UTI,
AI, and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah. As long as it's a trade school, it could be in another trade for construction. We had, excuse me, 1 construction student won it last year, and 1 auto student. So. We were able to help them out, and we know that little bit, even though it's not going to pay for all of it, but that little bit to help them.
It does.
And they can use it, however they need, whatever their need is. If it's for tools along the way, or it's for tuition, or things like that.
Because schools are expensive, a lot of automotive schools are expensive. When I went to Wild Tech, it was $40,000.
Oh, wow.
Now I know. Now someone told me it's like in 50.
Yeah, 50 to 60.
Yeah,
and that was quite a while ago.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, definitely it could help take the edge off. But yeah, everybody try to come out if you can. If you're in the Peoria area, April 11th, so 4/11, 4/11.
4/11. So okay, hold on.
Be from 8 to about 3.
Chris says I will be there this year for that show. Okay, hey Chris, if you can hear me, we're gonna shut it down at 5 because he's got to be somewhere. So okay. So.
But yeah, we're still looking for sponsors now. So we do it's a $10 entry fee. We do trophies. We only had about 5 trophies last year. We're looking to extend that to more. So we did a few, first, second, third auto club choice, and then we did a stereo competition. So we're looking to expand that. We're also always looking for sponsors. We've got several really big sponsors though on our side. Nice. So I know Grinder TV or The Good Life now.
The Good Life, yeah. Good Life. Shout out to the Good Life.
He sponsored our event. We had Speedway Motorsports. We had Murillo Fab. We had Dixon.
Izzy
came out to help us
out. They got 4x4. Tanner showed up.
I'm trying
to. Fucking Tanner.
Yeah. AMD, American Metal Direct.
Yeah, your homie Eddie.
Yeah.
So shout out to your homie Eddie. See, Eddie
Sabreco.
I told you we can interview you too, homie. I hit him up on when I saw him at Dixon.
Oh, okay.
And I hit him up on TikTok.
Okay, cool.
So he's like, oh yeah, dude, let me know. So I'm like, Come on, dude. I'm like, I'm down. You know?
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling you. Tanner's got a fucking hard body, a 4-door.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
see
that's
that.
working on it, but he's got a lot of parts. So if
Yeah.
you need parts,
I'll have to hit him up.
yeah, you have to hit him up. So because
That's our secret shop project. That'll be coming out soon. We got
Yeah,
a hard
so
body
that's
one.
I'm telling you guys, like to know Roach. It's so weird to say that because you're a teacher, you know, and it's crazy. But I like the fact that you get to showcase your projects, build your cars, you know, and show the next generation of customizing, regular maintenance work, you know, oil changes, welding, and you know, hey, shit, you're doing shit that other schools aren't even halfway there doing.
Yeah.
You know, AAI just got their welding classes started a few years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
bet
like-
the students go to that.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just like, you know, you're already giving them an advantage to, you know, once they get out of here, they can go to that and
Yeah.
just be boom.
And we try to show them as many facets of the, you know, automotive world as we can, you know. Again, you don't just have to be a mechanic.
Fucking Joey. Fucking Joey. I knew Joey was gonna. Yeah, Joey. I'm interviewing him. We're hanging out today, only for a short time, so we're only going till 5 o'clock because he's got somewhere to be. So, and we are on campus, so we can't stay that long. But once again, man, dude, I like you're building stuff. You get to teach the next generation. You're keeping automotive still alive, you know, and not letting it die out with a lot of the.
As much as I can, you know, I just try to keep the passion alive and you know, expose them to, again, different types of industries and different types of vehicles. So.
Do you ever have any of the kids that are like the Tropiano kids and the, you know,
Yeah,
Scat
yeah,
Pack
I get them.
kids
Yeah,
and-
I've got a couple kids that, you know, are into those, and it's cool. You know, I want them to be individuals and follow their passion, and you know, show them maybe a better way or
a
you know,
safer
just
way
different.
so they don't, you know, start busting donuts and hurt other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know that I like that you're the automotive part about it, and you're doing still mini trucking, but it's just on a whole nother platform
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
You know,
new level,
the
yeah.
whole nother level of shit. Well, you got everything in one, so you know you can literally build it, put it up on the rack to get it, you know, take the body out. You can literally do it all in one, all here.
Yeah.
You know, minus no. Yeah, you said you guys have an inflatable paint booth.
Mm-hmm.
You already said, dude.
You got it.
You already
Dialed it.
said. So, no, but like, the crazy part for me is that, you know, you're building stuff now. Are you getting students to like, are you guys gonna build like a shop vehicle to show off at some point?
Yeah, that's kind of the hard body is kind of our goal is to get it finished by our show date, you know, and
Yeah.
kind of showcase that.
Okay.
So I also have an auto club as well, and we meet after school. We do extracurricular stuff too. So we'll go over if we're doing competitions, automotive competitions, or like getting our car show ready. That's mainly what we do in there.
Okay.
And then we work out here on stuff, other
Alright.
kids' projects, things like that. So.
And is there certain grades they got to keep up a certain percentage to be able to come out to the shop, or is it all in shop learning?
Yeah, I mean they have to finish the safety lab or safety portion. If they don't do good enough on that, I can hold them back from coming to the shop. But I try to promote, you know, obviously safety first, and then get them out here so they can really do
Yeah.
the hands-on
You should
stuff.
tell them, you know, mini truckers, we lose an eye, fucking, you know, we forget the gloves, you know.
Yeah.
Some of us do. Some of us are just like, fuck it, we'll sit there and weld and burn our hands later on, you know. So, but is there anything you wanna, any clubs you wanna give shout out to, anyone you wanna give shout out to, you know, like that paved the way to, you know, other than your truck club.
Yeah,
You know, you wanna, you know.
no regrets.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my boys, you know, our club, you know, is going strong worldwide, and actually our president that's taken over, Bobby Thompson. So unfortunately, he passed
yeah.
away a few years ago, and
The grass whisperer.
yeah. So but Bobby now is over at Peoria High School, so he's also an automotive teacher. We started about the same time.
Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's tight. Maybe we can go and interview him and talk to Mr. Thompson over there at Peoria. Hold on, that'd be tight.
Yeah.
Cause see, that's where it's cool because there's not many programs, man.
Yeah, they're dying. I mean, we've lost already one in our district alone, and then a lot of the other districts don't have it at all. But they're still scattered. I mean, we've got them here, but they're not as much as they used to.
Mini truckers, y'all just need to go and start applying for teaching jobs so we can all start. We need to, just show these kids how to shave doors and bag everything. Put everything, lay it at the door of the world. We're just gonna door the world, like LS the world. We'll just door the world.
Yeah.
Put everything on the door. And the truck
least the
back
rock.
here, what's it laying on? What do you say on wheels?
26s. They're builder wheels right now. They're old set of dub spinner wheels I refurbished, they're repolished and redone. So they look kind of like a smoothie, but they're a 2-piece wheel. I'll probably be getting different wheels when I finish it, but it's something to use right now. So.
Are you getting into the aspect of talking to them about wheels also, like the right kind of wheel that'll go for the car, your diameter, your spacing,
Yeah.
So you won't see the kids that are just trying to slap rims on it. They're like, nah, dude, you gotta get the right wheel, to look on.
Yeah, when they have to, obviously beginning, they need to learn about lug patterns, things like that, and then different sizes and different aspect ratios, how to read tires, how to read DOT dates. So we do a lot on that. It's a 4-year program or 4-semester program, really, not actual years. But we do, it's still a lot to get through. So we do the basics year 1, then we get into brakes and steering and suspension year 2. Year 3's all our electronics and then engine performance. And then we finish up with automatic transmissions and ACs and transaxles and differentials and things like that in Auto 4. And then that's right. Try to introduce welding and fabricating as well as some paint and auto body too.
Nice.
So.
If you ever want, I'd be glad to come down.
Yeah.
We'll show them how to shave a door or do something do something simple a mailbox. Like that's how we used to do at Wildcat.
Oh yeah.
They would give you a mailbox, or you would go get they would give everybody a big square panel, and then they would that was your panel. You had to paint and spray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so cool. Get you working on stuff.
Very cool.
So, what up, Nico? This is if you're tuning in now, you're gonna have to probably rewatch it in a little bit, because it's almost about that time. We're only able to do like an hour today, but we will come back soon, and hopefully we'll get the right permission. And we'll come again hopefully we can come back during school hours and meet with some of the students and check out, a lot of other things.
I'll have to see
we'll do a better tour and, so we'll work into that.
Yeah.
Like I said, guys, thank you for coming on. Eric, is there any platforms that they can find you on? Where can they find you?
Instagram, just Mr. Sanchez, the auto shop teacher, and then I'm on Facebook if you want to check me out. Also, we got an auto club page. It's CEHS, so Centennial High School Auto Shop. So CEHS Auto Club.
Auto Club.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So once again, I want to thank Mr. Eric Sanchez, aka Roach, for joining us at a on-location special here at Centennial High School. He is a local high school teacher and bringing up a lot of the next generation in our program. So once again, guys, if you're just tuning in, you're going to have to catch it on a replay. So on behalf of me, Holy Moses, and Mr. Eric Sanchez, take it easy, guys. All right? All right, sweet.